Muy buenas tardes para todos. Vamos a usar micrófono porque hay gente en línea escuchándonos también. Mi nombre es Laura Trujillo, yo soy la coordinadora del programa de idiomas en Colfuturo, que seré su contacto si deciden pues aplicar la Universidad de Adelaide o alguno de los otros convenios que tenemos. Hoy estoy con Joan Simpson, que es la directora del Instituto de Inglés de la Universidad de Adelaide. Ella nos va a hacer su presentación, al final va a haber un espacio para preguntas si lo necesitan o si hay algo que no quedó muy claro, porque Joan va a hacer su presentación en inglés, entonces yo voy a estar aquí y voy a estar en el chat por si alguien tiene preguntas también. ¿Listo?
Good evening, everyone. So I apologise that I don't speak Spanish. So I will try to speak slowly, but please put your hand up if you have any questions, because we can get them translated. I'm going to start with a video of the university.
Located in the heart of one of the world's most livable cities and ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide, the University of Adelaide offers the rare combination of elite academic performance and an enviable lifestyle. Home to 25,000 students and 3,600 staff from around the globe, our city campus has an unrivalled location, with green open parklands and botanical gardens on one side and a central business district on the other. Established in 1874, we are Australia's third oldest university. Whilst our history is rich with accomplishment, our focus today remains firmly on making history rather than resting on it. University of Adelaide graduates are highly regarded for their global perspective. Our student body is made up of 30% international students, and 1 in 3 of all students at the university will study overseas as part of their degree. We educate students across 5 faculties: engineering, computer and mathematical sciences, health and medical sciences, the arts, sciences and professions, which encompasses the fields of law, business and architecture. Our 1,700 research academics and 2,300 research students work to find innovative solutions to world problems and industry challenges. Our key areas of research focus are in the fields of agriculture, food and wine, defence and security, medtech and health, environment and sustainability, mining and energy, and society and the economy. 35 of our research fields have been rated 5 out of 5 by Excellence in Research Australia. And the university is ranked #1 in Australia for our volume of university industry research agreements. We are the University of Adelaide.
So that gives you a bit of an idea of the university as a whole. As you saw in the video, we are very highly ranked in the world by all of the main ranking agencies. So the Times Higher Education World University, 135th in the world, 139th on the Shanghai Jiaotong, and 114th in the QS ratings. We're a group of 8, which means we're the top research universities in Australia, a bit like the Ivy League in the US. And as the video showed, we've got, we're well renowned globally, and so we attract many, many international students. And the good thing for you for that is that you get to meet people from all around the world, so it's a truly global experience. But it also means that we've got really, really good support services for our international students. We have the most Nobel Prize laureates in any Australian university. And we have very notable alumni. So we have a NASA astronaut as one of our alumni. Our Prime Minister of Australia was from the University of Adelaide, and one of the long-serving Singapore presidents was from the University of Adelaide. There's 3 main campuses. So the North Terrace campus, the one at the top, is right in the city centre. So the English Language Centre, and where the MBA is taught, is right in the city centre. So the campus is on the Cultural Boulevard, so where the museums, the Art Museum and so forth are, but also the main shopping mall is just one street away, and the main restaurant district is all right there. We do have two other campuses, one that teaches veterinary science, so where all the animals are, so that is an hour out of the city, and then one that teaches agriculture and wine and viticulture, and that is 20 minutes out of the city. But the English Language Centre is in the city centre. You would see on the video that we have many beautiful old sandstone buildings that are very traditional, because we are the 4th oldest university in Australia. However, behind them, they look very beautiful, but behind them we have very modern facilities for our teaching. So you can see we've spent many, many millions of dollars in recent years on all of the new buildings. And really good facilities, top of the art, top state, well-renowned facilities for our students. As I mentioned earlier, we have many international students, and that means we have really good support services for them. We have dedicated staff supporting our international students, and our English Language Centre students are students of the University of Adelaide, so they can get all of the same support systems. So there's academic, there's language support, there's accommodation support, there's counselling, there's health services, there's career services and job services, computer suites, there's maths. If you're doing an academic program, there's all sorts of academic support there. We're talking about English today, but I wanted to mention that we do have a broad range of postgraduate coursework degrees, and also we have PhD programs. For all of those programs, the IELTS requirement is 6.5, or for some programs it is an IELTS of 7. If you don't meet the English language requirements for your award program, you can come to the English Language Centre and do a pre-enrolment English program. So the length of that program depends on your English language level. But if you study with us for 15, 20, 10 weeks, and you pass that program, you go directly into your award program. Tonight we're here to talk about General English though. Our General English program does not have any specific entry requirements. So you do not need to sit a test before you come, because we have 5 levels of class, from very low beginners to advanced. We will give you a placement test either online before you come or when you arrive, and then we will put you in the class that best suits your level. We teach in 5-week blocks. So we have 9 start dates throughout the year, and you can study with us for 5, 10, 15, 20, 35 weeks. 50 weeks if you like. And we teach 20 hours per week, so that's 4 hours per day, either in the morning or in the afternoon. So you will get your 5-week class schedule, and sometimes you will have morning classes, sometimes you will have afternoon classes. And people study our General English program for many, many different reasons. So many they are going to university in their home country, and they will come for a semester, so maybe for 10 or 15 weeks, and then go back to university in Japan, China, Saudi Arabia. They might be, or you might be wanting to come to study, improve your English for future study. maybe in the US, maybe in another Australian university, but you can study with us to improve your English. You could be studying as a long-term goal to the University of Adelaide as well, or you could be a professional taking some time off work who wants to improve their English in an English-speaking country. General English, from Monday to Thursday, you are in your normal classes. But on Friday, you get to choose the class you're in. You can choose a specialisation class. So, the type of classes on offer are IELTS preparation, TOEFL preparation, Australian culture, global communication skills, business skills, what else? Book club, so where you read literature.
Those ones are specializations.
That's right. So the specialisations. So you will choose one for your 5-week block, and you'll study it on Fridays. So that means that you can tailor your program to meet what you want to get out of it. You are still developing your English. They are English classes, but they are focusing on something. For example, if you want to improve to get a better IELTS score, it'll focus on that. Or if you want to learn about Australian culture, you'll be practicing your English, but learning about Australian culture. The way we teach English in Australia is very different. It is very active and communicative. So you can't sit back in class and wait and just listen. The teachers will always get you involved. You will do lots of group work and activities, and this, we feel, is the best way to learn English. So it's not theoretical, it's practical. You're using it all the time. And of course, because you'd be living in an English-speaking country, you would be improving your English all the time. And at our English Language Centre, we give you tools and techniques to help do that outside of class as well. So when you're catching the bus, when you're making new friends, you can practice your English. So here's some more photos of how a class might look. You're asked to do presentations. Another way to improve your English while you're with us at the University of Adelaide is that we have a social club. It's called the ELC Social Club. And that has a program of affordable, so cheap, inexpensive activities where you can get together with your classmates to do activities outside the classroom. So it might be a football game, it might be a nature walk, or one of the many festivals in Adelaide, or bounce is very popular. So this way you get to meet and make friends with students that are outside your immediate class. So it's a good way, again, to practice your English and make some friends. When you come to Adelaide, the English Language Centre has a homestay accommodation opportunity, which is a good way to settle into the city, but also practice your English in real life situations. You really get to learn about Australian culture. When I speak to many past students, they always look most fondly on their homestay experience because it truly is a cultural experience. We have our own homestay program, so we don't give it to a company. So one of my staff runs it, and they visit every family to make sure that the home is comfortable for the student and that the family understands that the reason that they're having a student is that cultural exchange and to learn English. So with homestay, you get 3 meals a day and a packed lunch for class. You get your own furnished bedroom, but you share a bathroom and laundry. Internet access, of course. and we only allow one student per language group. So we want you to be practicing English. So, for example, you might be with another Japanese student. Usually it's only one student anyway, but you might be with a Japanese student, but you won't be with a Spanish student, for example. Yeah. So usually our price for our general English program is $490 per week, but through Col Futuro it's $345 per week. The price for, yeah, sure. No, Australian dollars, yeah. Which I don't know the conversion at the moment. It changes all the time. But homestay accommodation is $250 per week, and so that includes meals and all utilities. You don't have to pay for electricity or anything like that. And usually you have to pay a homestay placement fee, but Col Futuro students don't have to pay that placement fee. If you're on a student visa, you need to get the medical insurance, the overseas student health cover, and that's the prices depending on the length of program. So now I'll tell you a little bit about Adelaide, because most people haven't heard about Adelaide. So it's in South Australia, so the bottom part of Australia. That's the picture of Adelaide. It is consistently ranked the 5th most livable city in the world. I think because of its very clean and green, beautiful city. It's also, a couple of years ago, was the best region in the world, but the 5th best region in the world by the Lonely Planet Guide. Importantly for students, it's Australia's most affordable city with a GO8 university. Really, it's the most affordable city other than Hobart in Tasmania. And the main reason it's the most affordable is the lower accommodation costs, which is very important for students, of course. So it can be 25% more affordable than Sydney, Melbourne or Brisbane. It is a city of about 1.3 million people, so small compared to Bogota, but it is very compact. And it has a lot to do still. It is a city that is on the beach, so that beach is 15 minutes from the city centre, but there's 22 kilometres of beautiful beaches just on the city. And there is festivals all the time, so lots of sporting festivals, art festivals, music festivals, and the very famous Fringe Festival, which many students really get involved in because it's got a lot of affordable events. But it's also very much a wine and food culture, Adelaide. We grow the most and export the most Australian wine out of South Australia, so there's beautiful wineries just outside of Adelaide. And so, yeah, therefore it's got a real foodie culture as well, so many restaurants. Another good thing for students is that you get discount on public transport for international students, including English Language Centre students, which can save you a fair bit per week. I don't know exactly how much, but other Australian cities don't offer that. Adelaide's nice to its international students. The climate, it's very different than Bogota because it's got 4 very distinct seasons. And it's a Mediterranean climate, so we hardly get any rain, unfortunately. So it's not humid, it's a very dry weather with no rain. But in summer it can get to 40 degrees Celsius, not usually though, 30. And in winter it is sort of like this, or maybe down to 15 degrees. so quite mild winters, but beautiful blue sky most of the year, especially in spring, autumn and summer, of course. So yeah, very, very bright blue skies. That's what most students comment to me, is I can't believe the blue sky and so much sky. So yeah, very, very clean and unpolluted. That's just a little bit of the shopping mall that's right near the English Language Centre and North Terrace campus. That's the Adelaide Oval, where many of the music, but mainly sporting festivals and games are held. I think that one might be a cricket game. I'm not sure, but the main sports are cricket, soccer and Australian rules football. Yeah, footy, that's right. And that one I think is cricket. The other thing about Adelaide, it is close to one very important tourist attraction of Australia, which is the desert. So this is Flinders Ranges. It is about a 6-hour drive from Adelaide to the Flinders Ranges, which is the true red dirt with kangaroos everywhere and ostriches. So it's a beautiful place to visit, and many international students enjoy that. But also Kangaroo Island. Kangaroo Island is an island just near Adelaide that has got many beautiful beaches, but lots of native wildlife. Because there's no bridge, you have to get a ferry. No bridge and hardly any population. It is very natural and pristine, and that's why there's just so many Australian wildlife. There you can see the seals around on the beach, swimming with dolphins. It's one of the favourite places our international students go because they've never seen anything like it. Emus and kangaroos everywhere, and really, really beautiful beaches. Any questions?
We are going to use other microphone.
Okay.
Just one question about homestay accommodation, and on presentation you talk about some, I don't know, so like a special fees for this. If we take course and accommodation with university, this is the cost of university.
So for the accommodation, yeah. So this is just the cost for homestay accommodation. You can choose other accommodation, and the university has an accommodation service that can help you with that accommodation. So it really depends on how long you're coming to the university. If it's only a short period, homestay is very good. But if it's longer, there's many options to you. Yeah, yes. And certainly we can help you with shared apartment student accommodation or shared housing, which is the most affordable, and most students do that eventually. You can also just come for homestay for a small part of it and then find other accommodation.
There is another question. We are planning the trip together.
Yes.
So that's is per just one person?
Yes, but you're a couple?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, it is. However, I could probably help you to either get accommodation that is close, or to find maybe a homestay that would be happy to have a couple. Yeah.
Okay.
So if that was something that you wanted to do, I could probably, it's not usual, but I could help you out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Sure.
To apply for the pre-enrollment English program, I need to be already in the MBA program. I need to apply first.
Yes. So this gentleman's talking about the English program that is for students that want to go on to an award program at the university. So for students that need English before they go on to another program at university because they have not met the English language requirement, that's our PEP program. Now, when you apply for your program, your MBA, your master's program, and you have put your IELTS score or TOEFL score, they will look at that and say you need 10, 15, 20 weeks of English in order to meet our requirements. So you apply for the award program and then we give you an offer for the English program. You do not you do not have to apply separately.
Okay, but they tell me which amount of time do I need?
Yes, so you will need your IELTS and then we can tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Using that.
I will answer some questions we have here from the people online. Hay una persona que nos está preguntando cuál es el descuento que se aplica aquí de Colfuturo. Entonces les recuerdo que el precio por semana es de $490 australianos. Para Colfuturo nos aplican un 30% de descuento, lo que hace que la semana quede en $345 australianos. Entonces están los valores de tuition, es el valor del curso según el número de semanas que vayan a tomar. Homestay accommodation es si desean tomar la opción de alojamiento. Si ustedes quieren o tienen otra opción aparte, pueden hacerlo y en este caso pues no se cobraría ese valor. Y el Overseas Student Health Cover es el seguro médico que deben tener todos los estudiantes internacionales. Joan, someone is asking if the minimum number of weeks is 15.
No, it's 5.
5, ok. Lo mínimo que pueden estudiar son 5 semanas. Ok. Does the university offer any option of any working option for students for English?
Not specifically, but we do have careers service who gives them available jobs, so job ads, so can help them look for jobs, but it is up to the individual. There are just as many jobs in Adelaide as there are in Sydney or Brisbane or Melbourne. Some people think a bigger city will be more jobs. That is not the truth. It's just as many jobs for students in Adelaide, maybe even more, but it's up to the student to get out there and find a job, and the type of job will depend a bit on their English language level, but also on how much they will make the effort, get out, network, put their resume around, but there's jobs there.
Thank you. What kind of works as English students can we take?
Yep. So most international students, while they're in Adelaide, will work. Many work. And so in Australia, we pay people in retail and restaurants and cleaners very well. So our minimum wage is very high. So it is about, at the very lowest, up between $12 and $25 for even washing dishes in a restaurant. And on weekends it's even higher. So in Australia our wages are very high, even for jobs such as that. So most students will have in shops, in restaurants, cleaning, that type of job. Uber driving, that type of job, but depends on your professional background. So there's many students that have good jobs also, but it depends if you're postgraduate, undergraduate, and your experience. Yeah, and English language level too. Yeah.
Ahí también les recuerdo que con la visa de estudiante tienen derecho a trabajar hasta 40 horas cada 2 semanas. Entonces ustedes pueden distribuir en 15 días las 40, o sea, uno podría decir 20 horas por semana, pero tú puedes trabajar 30 horas la primera semana y 10 la siguiente. Lo importante es que máximo sean 40 durante 2 semanas. Eso es como el número máximo de horas que tienen permitido trabajar como estudiantes, con la visa de estudiante. Y la visa de estudiante se otorga para cursos de 15 semanas en adelante. La embajada la otorga desde 15 semanas en adelante. Si hacen un curso más cortico, la visa que les van a dar es visa de turista y con esa no pueden trabajar. Eso también es importante que lo tengan claro.
So I should mention that international students on student visas are allowed to work 20 hours per week.
Yes.
Yeah, I might have said that.
Or it's like 40 hours per
Fortnight.
fortnight.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, when you tell income, when I asked you about words, you said something about money that is going to be the level, the low.
Yeah. Yeah, minimum wage. So I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it is $12 or more per hour, but sometimes a lot more.
In a restaurant, it's between $12 to $16 per hour, but if you're doing cleaning, in a restaurant is between 12 to 16 maybe dollars per hour, the average. You can find someone that pay more or that pay less. And in cleaning, it is between 16 to 22, $25 per hour. That depends on if you get enrolled in a good company. Yeah, but you have to be in mind that you have a maximum hours per week, so you cannot work more than 4 or 5 hours per day.
He's done his research.
I live in Melbourne.
Ah.
¿Tienen alguna otra pregunta?
For the MBA purposes, is how long is the MBA courses are? I don't know if it's one year and a half or 2 years.
1.5. I'm quite sure it's 1.5, but I couldn't be certain.
Okay.
Yeah, full time. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any academic program
Sorry.
like a pre-master?
Yes, there is for the university. There's a pre-masters. I don't know much about it. That's from the University of Adelaide College, for some programs. Yeah,
Okay.
only some business, I think.
Ok, para los que nos están preguntando por los programas académicos de posgrado y los premaestría, es importante que se contacten directamente con la universidad, porque hoy nuestro Open House pues está enfocado en el programa de inglés. I'm going to talk about a little about the Col Futuro procedure. Entonces les recuerdo que para aplicar a este descuento del 30% o cualquiera de los otros 27 convenios que tenemos en este momento para el programa de idiomas, tenemos inglés, francés y alemán, 27 convenios para perfeccionamiento, y para aplicar a los descuentos que van desde el 10 hasta el 55%, deben aplicar a una de las convocatorias de Colfuturo del programa de idiomas. Tenemos 4 en el año: enero, abril, julio y septiembre, y la próxima convocatoria pues abre en julio, del 3 al 16 de julio si no estoy mal. Entonces, para la convocatoria de julio es empezar a estudiar en octubre, noviembre o diciembre. Siempre es a partir de 3 meses después de la convocatoria, para darnos esos 3 meses para aplicar a la universidad, solicitar la visa y hacer todos los documentos que necesitan tener listos. Sí, la próxima convocatoria abre en julio, se empieza el proceso más o menos a finales de julio, y es para viajar a partir de octubre, noviembre o diciembre. La siguiente abre en septiembre y es para viajar a partir del primer trimestre del próximo año. Entonces, bueno, si tienen alguna duda sobre el funcionamiento del programa, en qué momento hacer la aplicación, cómo hacer los pagos y demás, tenemos unas charlas informativas sobre el programa de idiomas 2 veces al mes. Esas son generales, ahí hablamos de los 27 convenios que tenemos, pues los mencionamos y explicamos el proceso de Colfuturo. Esas charlas son los segundos sábados. ¿Cómo? Ya vamos a acabar. Sí. Sí, no. Las charlas son el segundo sábado de cada mes a las 11 de la mañana o último jueves de cada mes a las 6 de la tarde. Es decir, este jueves 30 de mayo es la próxima a las 6 de la tarde. Cualquier duda adicional que tengan pueden llamar a Colfuturo o escribirme. Les recuerdo que mi nombre es Laura Trujillo, mi correo es idiomas@colfuturo.org. Si tienen alguna duda también sobre la universidad la podemos canalizar a través de Colfuturo o pueden escribir directamente a Joan. Are your contact dates
Details. No, but the English Language Centre's contact details are. No, I don't think I've got them here actually. So it is elc@adelaide.edu.au.
Maybe here.
But elc@adelaide.edu.
Ok, entonces el correo para preguntas directas a la universidad es elc@adelaide.edu.au. Si no, pues me pueden escribir a mí y les ayudamos a resolver sus dudas con la universidad. I think it's all the questions I'm going to see in the chat. Okay, the 345 per week is during all this year, right? And
You just have to start this year,
Okay.
but the price continues for the
Okay.
following year. Yes,
Sí,
we will also have a discount in 2020. It'll just be a little bit different. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Entonces el 30% se mantiene, el precio de 345 es para quienes empiecen este año, en cualquier momento de este año. A partir del año entrante seguimos teniendo el descuento, pero pues el valor va a variar un poquito. Okay, John, thank you so much for your
No worries, thank you
presentation and your
everyone.
time.
Bye bye.
Muchas gracias a ustedes también.